Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NFL Thursday Night Football Week 16 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans on Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. My name is Steve and we're going to have two picks and a same game parlay here for you today, guys. I think are great value bets for this Thursday Night Football game. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 1,100 subscribers by the end of the week, guys, and I can't do it without you. You guys absolutely rock here at the community. We've gotten a lot of love here on the channel lately. We hit 1,000 subscribers here last week, so I appreciate all of you. Major milestone here at the channel. Be sure to check out our community Discord page. It's a great place to connect with us here on our community. I'll have a link in the comment section and in the description of that where you can check that out. Be sure to also put your favorite pick for this game down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, guys, now getting into the results from the previous episode. So, unfortunately, we did go 0-2. Got a tough break there on Chris Godwin with him going down and getting injured there in the second quarter. And then the Tampa Bay minus 11.5 spread, we didn't cover that, obviously. A lot of injuries there for Tampa Bay that night. Mike Evans, Godwin, Fournette all went down with injuries. So, really tough stuff there, guys. You're not going to cover a spread with all your star talent off the field. Honestly, didn't feel great either way, but you know, what can you do? It's just one of those things where, you know, Tampa Bay really just didn't show up anyway. So, what we're going to get after today, guys, we're going to get this 2-0, and we're going to have a same game parlay here at the end for you as well. So, let's get right into our picks today. At number one, we are going with the Tennessee Titans plus 3.5 spread here versus the San Francisco 49ers at minus 110 odds. So, we're expected to get A.J. Brown back here for the Titans. That is absolutely huge for them. You know, they've really been missing him here on the field. They've really had a lot of trouble here at the wide receiver position. So this will be a huge boost here for the Titans and they can get him back. Julio also looks like he may play as well. He's listed as questionable. So Julio may or may not play. He hasn't really practiced this week. He's listed as a game time decision. So we'd love to have Julio available for this game as well to have our full complement of players. Well, what I really like about this, obviously the home team underdog here, I usually like the look of that at the beginning. But we're talking about the Tennessee Titans. 9-5 on the year, one of the better teams in the NFL. I realize that they don't have the full complement of players. Derrick Henry is still out. But honestly, the running back that's filled in for him here, they've finally found some consistency at the running back position without Derrick Henry. D'Onta Foreman, the guy filling in for him, has had 264 rushing yards in his last 3 games, averaging 4.9 yards per carry. So I honestly love that. Honestly, that was one of the big problems that I saw with the Titans was the fact that, you know, can they run the football? And D'Onta Foreman's been really picking it up here for the Titans, averaging over 80 rushing yards per game, or rather almost 90 rushing yards per game. Had to do my math there. Last week, you know, Titans did lose by 6 to the Steelers, but I watched that game and I was like, wow, the Titans just threw that game away. And I don't anticipate them doing that again here at home. You know, Titans ran for over 200 yards last week and held the Steelers under 200 yards on offense, and they lost the game by 6. It was just kind of disgusting. You don't see that a lot in the NFL. One of the few teams actually to do that, the stat that I just read it. To run for over 200, hold a team under 200, and lose. That does not happen very often. So I'm expecting the Titans to return home a little angry here and get after it here against a very good 49ers team. Titans are actually 4-1-1 against the spread versus the 49ers since they moved to Tennessee. So that's solid. You know, that's somewhat important and somewhat not important because these are obviously different teams than, you know, in the past. But I still do like the home team here, guys. I like the way D'Onta Foreman's running the football. I love that we're getting A.J. Brown back. And I love that we have a great run defense here for the Titans. Titans are second best versus the run. I also love that. You know, two things that they've always done well under Mike Vrabel. They run the football well, and they stop the run, which is huge here against a team like the 49ers. So, love it there for number one pick. Tennessee Titans plus 3.5 spread here versus the San Francisco 49ers at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we are going with Deebo Samuel under 35.5 rushing yards here for the San Francisco 49ers at minus 115 odds. So on the season, Deebo is technically 9-4 to this under. Now we do need to consider the last 5 games. He's actually 1-4 to the under in his last 5, with hits where, games he hit where he had 36 rushing yards and 37 rushing yards. So why do I like the under so much? Well, like I mentioned before, Titans are second best versus the run. They're sixth best in the NFL in yards per carry at 3.9 per game. And we have Bud Dupree back here for the Titans as well. Bud Dupree back in the lineup. With him back last week, Najee Harris managed 12 carries for 18 yards. So I love that. That means that we have a very good run defense. They're playing at home. I'm expecting them to play well. And at the end of the day, Debo is kind of at a pace that's unsustainable. He's averaging 7.5 yards per carry in his last 5 games. So that's really why he's cashed. And I just don't believe that's sustainable, especially against a good run defense on the road. I just don't see him going over this amount. And I see the Titans bottling him up when he does get the football. The nice thing about this, there's a good chance he may not get the ball very much, right? The most carries that he's gotten in his last 5 games is 8 carries. So let me read you his logs. 5, 6, 6, 8, 8 are his carries that he's gotten per game. So that means basically if we're averaging that out, it's roughly 6 carries a game. So if he happens to get 6 carries this game, so what? He's got to get 6 yards per carry? I don't see that happening against this Titans defense. Maybe against a different defense. Maybe against a team like, like Atlanta, Cincinnati, teams that he's cashed against, Jacksonville, teams like that. But I don't see him doing that against the Titans on the road here. It's just not something I see. And like I said, I love the opportunity that he may not even get the football that much. Honestly, the 49ers might abandon that idea of handing him the football. Who knows? Debo's a very talented player. They want to get him the football. I actually love his receiving line, though. With this, his receiving line has dropped from like 60 down to 43 now that George Kittle's been back. So his receiving line's about 43, and if you could get it in there, that's a very good look as well. So if you don't want to play the under, I would recommend playing Debo Samuel's over for receiving yards, and take his under for rushing yards here. So I love it there, guys. For our number 2 pick, Debo Samuel under 35.5 rushing yards here for the 49ers at minus 115 odds. Okay, guys, it is now same game parlay time here. You see on the left-hand side of the screen, I got 3 selections here for you that I think are great values here for this game. I think I have a decent shot to hit. We got Jimmy Garoppolo, 235 plus passing yards here for the 49ers. He's actually gone over 230 plus passing yards in his last 4 games. So with George Kittle being back, it's really helped him out a lot. He's found his safety valve. Kittle's been a huge part of the offense and has really played well since he's been back. And it's really helped out their passing game. Jimmy G has really stepped it up in the pass game. We got Debo Samuel here over 44.5 receiving yards. So his line has actually came down a lot because he hasn't been that successful to it. He's 2-3 in his last 5 to this line. He had 60 yards last week. A lot of it is they've been handing him the football actually a lot out of the backfield and throwing a lot more to Kittle. So that has definitely brought his targets down. However, with his line dropping like this, I think you're getting great value in this spot because the Titans are pretty weak versus wide receivers. Titans allow the second most receiving yards to wide receivers, and Debo is still just as talented. He was 9-0 to start the season to this line, so they could easily go right back to him here. With them being able to stop the run, I think it could open up opportunities for him in the passing game. So I really do love that line for the value. And then we got Ryan Tannehill here capping it off with an anytime touchdown. His line alone is plus 330, and I really like this one. Tannehill has scored 7 rushing touchdowns this year so far, and he's cashed in his last 2 games. So, the odds here of him being around the 2-3 yard line, running that play action boot that he likes to run out to the edge to run in for a touchdown, they do that quite a bit in Tennessee. And especially against an aggressive defense here in the 49ers, that's where you really want to do it. 49ers allow the 8th most rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks with 4 on the season. Number 1 is at 5. So the fact that they've given up 4 rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks is something I really like. That means, an aggressive defense that has a tendency to over-pursue can open up the backside for a quarterback on a boot. Tannehill is also just capable of getting there from the 10-yard line. He's a pretty quick quarterback. So I really do love the value on that, guys. That is our same game parlay. Take it at your own risk. I'm going to be playing it, so take it at your own risk. I wish you all the best of luck on that. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 1,100 subscribers here by the end of the week, guys, and I can't do it without you. Appreciate all the love at the channel. Wish you all the best of lucks in your bets today. Let's get this 2-0 and the same game parlay cash. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm excited for this game. Really pumped up here at the channel. Wish you all the best of luck on your bets. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.